Hello folks, so this is a video showing you how to set up the Tascam LX100 Mark III to record audio, both with the device on its own and with a microphone connected to it via an XLR cable. So let's get into it. Tascam LX100 Mark III and a dead cat stroke windjammer. Okay, so if you're outside and it's any hint of a breeze, attach that to the top there and I'll help to minimize or eliminate any wind noise that you might be hearing with your headphones. Okay, put that to one side. That brings me on to the next kind of main sort of thing that you need to remember to do is basically monitor your sound with some headphones, closed back, cabled. Okay, plug that into your headphone socket there, and then when you get the sort of levels up in a minute, you can adjust the volume there. Okay, so obviously you need power to basically be able to use this device. It does come with its own rechargeable battery built in, and you can also load it up with some AA batteries as well. So in essence, what it does first is it uses the AA batteries, and then if these run out, it will kind of like move on to the inbuilt battery. Okay, so that's kind of like a bonus that you get with the Tascam LX100 Mark III that you don't get with Zoom H4n, which is basically just relying on the AA batteries that you put in. When you do go out and do a shoot, just make sure you've got a good supply of AA batteries. So I'm going to open the door up here, put the batteries in, and close the door. Okay, and I'll pop the SD card in at the same time. So with SD cards, just make sure you get a couple of SD cards, one for your main one and one as a backup. Okay, you never know, something might go wrong with your main card, so it's always good to have a backup. So pop it in there, you're done. And I'm going to switch it on. Place it down. Okay, so the first thing we do is reset the device and then format the card. So if we go into the menu by pressing the menu button, and then using this wheel to navigate down to System, press the button to enter that sub-menu, and then go down to Initialize, press that, Factory Reset, yes. And then one below it is Media Format, select that, Protected, ooh. Okay, so let's take that out, and we'll notice, oh yeah, so we need to slide that back up so that's unlocked, like so. That back in there, go back into my menu, System, media format, and then erase. And then all data, are you sure? Yes, I am 100% absolutely totally sure. Okay, the next thing we'll do after this is done is set the record settings. Now the beauty of what I'm showing you is that once you've initialize the device, i.e. set it to reset it to factory settings, is that it automatically sets the recommended settings, which is WAV 24-bit and sample rate of 48 kilohertz. Okay, so that's all done. I'm just checking that. What I'd also do is check the input-output settings. So in this instance, I just want to use it on its own using these uni mics here. Okay, so there's two microphones, left and right, is recording in stereo. Just good for sort of general purpose audio, sort of like recording. If you wanted to sort of like record a meeting between two or more people, then what you can do is use the Omnidirectional Microphone, this one here, and place that on the table, and then kind of like, as the name suggests, records it in an omnidirectional sort of manner. So imagine there's just capturing all around the microphone. This microphone set up the uni microphone, you have to obviously point it in the right direction. So if we go into the input-output settings, you can see by default it's already selected the uni microphone, so that's all good. Okay, so if you obviously wanted to use the Omni, then you go down to Omni. Okay, so let's just select that there. Come back out of there. And then what we want to do as well is adjust one other thing. So when you listen to your playback or your kind of record standby to just check your audio and what the microphone's picking up, by default when you reset the device it puts ear protection on, which means that it just sounds a bit quiet and you can't increase the volume as much as you want it to. So in order to get over that, we just put that to 0 dB, like so. And now we can increase the volume and make what we're hearing louder. Okay, so menu. And now all we need to do is just obviously take our device, point it in the right direction, get it as close as possible to the signal and the source, and then once we've done that, got the distance and the position and the angle of the microphone, so it's optimized to record the sound that we're recording. And we'll just put this record standby, and then using this wheel here, okay, you can see that if you turn it clockwise, you're going to increase the sensitivity, and if it's anti-clockwise, you'll decrease the sensitivity. So with the human voice, as I've already sort of discussed in the audio fundamentals, we're going for on average -12, no less than -18, and not peaking above -6. So if we just increase it a little bit more, obviously it's not pointing towards me at the moment, but if I just kind of just increase it so that it's picking up my voice, you can kind of see it hitting the -12 round about there. Okay, and then once you've done that, just press record and you're good to go. You see the number going up, you know you're recording there. You've got your headphones plugged in, so you just have a listen to check that it's all being picked up. There's no kind of extraneous noises that may be interfering with the sound. Okay, so that's how you record using the uni mics that are built into the device. If I press stop now, I'll show you how to set it up using a Rode NTG2 short rifle mic. Okay, so I've got it connected via the XLR cable, and then I'm going to just connect it as channel 1. So it's recording in mono. Okay, so it's only going to come out of one ear. So the first thing we need to do is go back into our input output settings, and then go to our source, and then select external microphone. Okay, if I come out of here now, and then on the bottom here, what I'll do is I'll just adjust the focus so you can see there's a little phantom switch there. You just need to switch that phantom on, and that way we can supply that microphone with power. Okay, at plus 48 volts. Get the focus on the screen again, and now hopefully when I press record standby, you can see that nothing's happening. Ooh. Okay, so if I press stop, go into menu, input output settings, source, and just go to mic. Okay, you sure? Okay, so it's kind of confusing, and that's why the reason why I did it is basically you think it's external mic, but it's mic, and then what it did then, it asked me if I needed to have the phantom power on there. Okay, so I'm going to come out of there now by pressing home. If I press record standby, you can see the microphone, the audio levels going up and down there. Okay, so again, if I just increase the sensitivity of the microphone according to my voice there until I get a -12, you can see that it's now hitting -12 on average. Okay, so there it is. That's how you kind of do it using the external microphone connected to the device. Okay, so the takeaway from that really is that when you go into the input output setting there, you want to make sure that you select mic rather than external mic. Okay, so it can easily catch you out, which is why I sort of showed you that. Okay, and then remembering to switch the phantom power on there, on the bottom there. Then all you need to do is position your microphone at the right angle and the right distance to optimize that sort of proximity, reduce the signal to noise ratio, set your levels, and then press record, and you're good to go. Okay, and then that's pretty much all there is to it. It's just practice, everyone, so just practice. If you've got any comments, then just leave them down below the video, and if you want to get in contact with me just regarding any other audio issues, then either email me, get me on Teams, or just come and see me in my office. Okay folks, alright, well that's enough of me. Cheers.